Hello. Today I'd like to talk to something that actually happened to me. And I also want to say, you might wonder why I have, well, a plant growing out of my head, but not really. But I always have some art behind me, and that is because I'm also an artist, and it's just nice to have a bit of a colorful background, I feel, so that's the reason. But I don't want to talk about my art to you. I'd like to talk about something that happened uh, a few years ago when I first published my book Cheers. Back then it had a different name. It was called The Hidden Voice of Alcoholism, but I revised it last year, and it's now called Breaking the Silence One Voice at a Time. And still good. Cheers, Breaking the Silence One Voice at a Time. Now, the reason why I'm wanted to share this with you, because I feel it's super important for people to know that there are different types of alcoholics. So my ex, I lived with an alcoholic for 12 years. That's why I wrote the book. But it's not just my story. It's the story of 40 plus people, written in a storytelling way. But my ex was a binge drinking, functioning alcoholic. He had a good job, and well, he was a teacher, so he always had work because he was an excellent teacher. And then when he was free, he just started binge drinking and got totally drunk. And this lady, she was already in her 70s, and I didn't really explain about the lady, but I was giving art classes in the village where I live in southern Spain. And there was a lady in my art class, and she had bought my book. And the week after, she says, "Oh, I'm really touched by your book." And I said, why are you in that situation? And she said, "Yeah, I really didn't think my husband was an alcoholic." Now, this lady was a very sophisticated lady, I would say, middle class, higher middle class, lovely, lovely lady in her 70s. And I met up with her for a coffee because I wanted to speak to her in private. And she actually told me, "My husband can easily have just one glass with a group of friends, and he cannot drink for the whole day. He doesn't have to drink immediately in the morning, but he never wears a bottle of drink with him like you see in the soap series." And so I'd never thought he was an alcoholic, but after I read your book, I just thought, wow, this is my story. Because every evening her husband drank an entire bottle of whiskey or other liquor, she told me, and he could sometimes get really aggressive. Now, this touched me deeply because I thought, I wrote this book hoping to reach people like her who still think it's their fault, who still think that if they hadn't said anything, the alcoholic wouldn't drink. And when you read that book, my book, you get, it's like a mirror. You see stories that you recognize, and then you sort of wake up, and then you can seek help if you like, or you can change some habits in yourself which can influence the situation positively. Now, not going deep into that, but what I suggested to this lady was to go to the Al-Anon and seek help, which she did. And the end of the story was she didn't leave her husband. I saw her a year later, but she had taken very big steps for her, important steps, secured her financial situation just in case, and she was actually happy with the situation. Now, if you're in a situation like that, and if you really would like to know what it meant for other people, then I do suggest you read my book, and you can get it from Amazon. I do wish you well, and I do want to leave you with the words, please know that the focus always needs to be on you, not on the alcoholic. Bye for now.